Welcome back to another PoE Randomizer challenge. I'm your host slash streamer slash hopefully entertainer, Joe Arbus. And yeah, we're going to be continuing with our Ice Nova Occultist build. We've currently reached Act 5, and hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit further today. Now, if you need a refresher on the rules, here they are. And I'm gonna now open up Path of Exile. Right, let's switch to this layout. So here we are with our Ice Nova Rando. Level 42 currently. Hopefully we are gonna get it up until level... I'm guessing around 42. We'll see about how our survivability is. So, we just got into the main camp here. What's the name of it? It's the Overseer's Tower, right? And yeah, not much to do here. We do have a couple of new vendors again. Anything good? Maybe an amulet. Seems like that's not the case. Oh, but they do have an amethyst one. Even has high life region. Yeah, that's tier 3.
For freedom.
Well, anyways, let's go to the control box. Now, of course, before we continue on with killing all these people, alright, excuse me sir, you're disturbing my doggy action time. That sounds wrong. So, we have a silver flask, it grants onslaught, which... I think it even tells if you... Yeah, if you alt, you sometimes don't understand what it is, you can alt and it will say here 20% increased attack cast and movement speed. Now that is during the effect of the flask, so keep that in mind. So we picked up a shrine that gives us these little skeleton boys. That also sounds wrong. Yeah, they're not gonna do too much for us. At least they're a nice distraction. So, over in this area, we do have 2 side objectives. However, both of them are kind of like on the way. Now, what you're supposed to do is travel in this direction, go from stairs and go down here. Well, we can just go down here faster. It's a great place to use these shortcuts. The proximity shield is annoying. Guess I'll have to deal with it if I want to open up that strongbox. Oh, that's not a requirement, actually. Anything good? Unfortunately, no. Right, another level up. So, if we get rid of the public over here, we're gonna need those supplies, by the way. But we were heading towards Deep Thoughts, and that will allow us to get Mana Mastery on the next level up. Now we can go all the way around, or we can sneak through here. Okay, so now that we got that, we need to just keep moving in this direction, then we'll come across another one of those large open spaces. Yeah, right here. And if we go to the opposite side, guess I have to go a little bit further. And we don't want to do anything besides now kill this Justicer Castius, whatever his name is. Quite easy. He keeps summoning these little guys, but since we have an AoE explosion, we deal with them immediately. So we can literally just stand here. While he flexes in front of us. Good. Eyes of Zeal, we can give those in the Overseer's Tower. Overseer? Yeah. Now we're just trying to locate the exit. We already found it, so let's head straight there. And this will lead us to the plaza. Well, it's a square, but it's also a plaza, right? Always remember in this place to kill all the citizens that are running around. They deserve it. You're not gonna run away from me. Now, they will not fight back, but that's what they want you to think, right? So, trust me, kill them. So we get a chain belt that we can take a look at. Because those are the two types of belts that we're interested in. Either a chain belt or a leather belt. Now this one is actually decent, but we do we do lose a lot of life, so we can't afford it. And in this area there's not really anything noteworthy, no quests or anything, so we just need to find the next location. Now Act 5 is interesting, in a sense that the map itself is quite barren, right? Not much going on there. However, that's gonna change once we head a little bit further. Okay, so this guy is creating consecrated ground. As you can see, we are on his ground. That means I think we have less life regen, and he gets more life regen. These are actually decent shields, because their base is, as you can see, plus 20 life. And if we were to equip this, we would actually get a huge boost in life. But we are playing an invasion and energy shield build, so it would be kind of pointless. So I think after from this direction we just head to the right side. That will either lead us to the place we need to go, or it's gonna be the hideout place. Maybe we'll even get a level up with these guys. No, but we do get a rustic sash. Oh, interesting. Now we're not gonna be able to use it because rustic sash is a usually melee focused item. But still, would be interesting to see what it does. I've never seen this one. This would probably be cool to use for... I can't remember what it's called. Purity of Elements? No, that's a skill. It's somewhere around here. Elemental Equilibrium, is it? No, there was one skill, I think it's Trinity Support or something that gives you... It's much better to use if you have multiple different elements that you can deal damage with. I may be misremembering it, but I know that there is something like that. Now we are also going to be interested later on in checking out how can we increase the amount that's being restored to us through energy leech, because leeching is a complicated mechanic by itself. Because there are a couple of different things that you can control how effective it is. There's of course the amount of damage we do that it gets converted. There's also the leech per second, total leech, and all sorts of crazy stuff. Alright, so now, if we grab 12% reserved, we can now see we gain a little bit back. Still not enough for this one, but you'll see that the Grace now only needs 44.64%. Same goes with Discipline, 31, and even the Precision costs got lowered. So that's gonna be a way how we're gonna be able to keep our current auras and additionally get Grace working. For that we need an investment in a couple more those type of mana reservation slots. Okay, Amethyst Ring. Is it any good? Dexterity, life? Yeah, I would say that's pretty good. Now can we afford to use something else? This one gives us energy shield and damage. How much damage? 2-8, 2-3. Well, at some point we are gonna get rid of this, so the question is when. Yeah, I think now's the time. We'll deal with the fact that we do less damage, though right before the boss. It's not not advised. We can see another corruption area up ahead, but we're gonna be skipping those, even though there is something we can get from it. And the Ice Nova does have a Val skill with it. Not really invested in it. Okay, so that area doesn't connect. So we need to go here. Now, can we sustain? No, it seems like we can't sustain our mana just yet. Well, that's also because the cost keeps increasing. Now it's 32. Remember when we started with like 16 or something? I think it was even just 12 at some point. And now, this place, it's one of the also places that it's advised for you to farm up a couple of levels if you need to. We're currently level 44 and this is a level 43 zone. So maybe let's do that, but first let's head back to Overseer's Tower. Get ourselves maybe a flask. So yeah, there's some that give you armor, evasion, crit chance, or just resistances. I don't particularly care about them, but I'll take the Jade Flask. And put it right away. Now, we need to sell all of these. So I'll even sell this one. I'll never use it. They have their uses, but not for me. And I don't need to keep all of these gems here. Why do I even do that? It's a habit. I'm like, maybe later I'll use one of them, even though I can just grab it from Stash Tab. And we also get a passive skill point. Now, which direction do we want to head to now? Well, we could take the increased life. But maybe it's better if we do that over here, because we also get energy shield with it. So that's one way to go, or we head upwards and maybe get ourselves mana regeneration per power charge, since we're using power charge. Just that's probably gonna be beneficial. I'm gonna want this at some point, but for now, maybe let's focus up a little bit on this node.
Freedom comes.
And head back to Chamber of Innocence and let's see how well we can farm this place. Because technically I need only 1 to 3. I would need 4 levels, right? In one of my previous runs that are no longer available, I did die to the next boss. So I want to take this a little bit more safely this time. Get more health, so that there is a chance that even if the boss does a critical hit on me, then I will have enough HP to survive that.
When I'm ready and not
That sounds terrifying. Superior Gouger. You can imagine what they use that for. Now, the reason this place is good at farming is, again, yeah, you can find a lot of enemies really easily, but it also has the added benefit of, 1.9. Maybe let's replace it with this one. It also has the added benefit of having a lot of magic and rare mobs. So if your damage is good, those give increased experience. Check out this mana flask while we're at it. Alright, we can check these slippers. 63 maximum life. Oh, plus mana, and that's an open prefix. So we could use these. Now the question is, okay, the plus 16 dexterity isn't a requirement currently because we're not 120. Where's our grace? So currently it's 96. So we can sustain one more level of it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use these. But let's upgrade after we do a full run of this place. It's actually really hard to play when you're stuffed. It made a goddamn juicy burger. Still thinking about the taste. Now we can check the glory slider. Reduce charges per use. I think that works fine. That means we get 6 charges out of it. Good. And this one... Why is it so high? 61% evasion. Tier 5. But would have been so great if it didn't roll that plus 10 evasion rating, because it's complete garbage. It's the lowest tier possible, tier 11. But with maximum of 40 plus 41 life, it's gonna be better. So yeah, we would need to make it with 4 sockets though. Could be an issue, depending on how lucky we are. But anyways, where do we want to go? Alright, we are taking this one. Now, notice I can't take the melding because you do have to follow the route here. What did you say? What did you say, doggy? Ah, goodbye. I doubt it, but does it use the... No, it doesn't use the hand that you have over here. That would be too crazy, right? They would have to... Although they already have to animate it. Because by default, when you equip equipment, and unless you have cosmetics enabled, it does show up on your character. Maybe they could have done that. Yeah, now I could have used that extra damage, but whatever. It should be enough for the upcoming boss fight. Maybe even we get lucky and get something. Speaking of, is there anything good here? Well, we can check the Tarnished Spirit Shield, and if it has a good roll, of course, 18% chance to avoid elemental ailments. So, if it had something like increased spell damage, then this would be an ideal shield that we could craft with. Sadly, can't get lucky. Now, I don't even care to check those items. Although, technically, I can check these boots. No, strength. If it had something like locked-in movement speed, that could have worked. Now, drop the talisman. This one... Increased cold damage, chaos damage, global damage, increased damage. Damage. So if we were to replace our current one, 2, 3, it's an increase of 500. Is that good enough to justify it? I'm thinking no, because talismans are one of the great ways that we can solve our attribute needs.
When I'm ready, and not before.
But we'll definitely keep it around. It's also the thing with most uniques, they're highly specialized, that they're one thing that they do. Well, this one gives you leech, right? But it doesn't cover the other things that you can get randomly on a rare item, such as life, strength, dexterity, right? Sometimes the random mix on the items is much more desirable. Okay. I'll take a look at it, gee. So there should be another group to the right, where always magic. Let's check out the flask. What do we get? Is this... It's really similar to another one, but I guess because it's a sulfur flask, yeah. So it gives 40% increased damage during the duration of it. Does consume a lot of charges, but yeah, it's a way for us to manually spawn consecrated ground, which would grant us the life region if we wanted to. Now the question is, do we want that? Has increased charge recovery 8.5 seconds, quality of 6. Yeah, I doubt we're gonna be using that. Consecrated ground is nice, but it's better when you have a couple of skill notes into it. Only exception is with something like Purifying Flame, because you get that regardless. So this is the High Templar. He's an easy boss, but what we're worried about more is phase 2. He likes to revive these guys, which actually are more beneficial than a hindrance. Now that he's half health, we're able to... We don't even have to kill these guys, but I guess we might as well. It's because you can just run around in circles, and eventually they'll despawn once he stops flexing on us. So, as usual, just watch out for any slam attacks, and do mind the giant colossal statues. Other than that, everything's pretty easy. He does have one attack which we haven't seen, but we'll probably see it during the second phase. Ew. So we want to stay relatively close to him, because one of his attacks, it's much easier to avoid if you're right next to him. This one. Okay, we're doing great. And I'm not sure if maybe he can't do it while he has a certain amount of health. Maybe after this phase. But one attack that can be really dangerous is the slow-moving ball that explodes into multiple fire projectiles, and I'll show you how we're gonna deal with that. Alright, let's not fight anymore. Alright, this attack. So the nice thing about these guys is that they actually block these projectiles. They deal surprisingly large amounts of damage. So always be careful of them. So we got him halfway. And after we beat him, we're gonna watch the cutscene, because I haven't seen it in a while. Not sure, but I think that's the only cutscene in the game. attack these guys so our energy shield is at its max. Okay, so now we need to be careful because he's not blocking the projectiles. If he's in his active state, he won't block them. Has to be in his here I said all broken hearted state. Okay, there it is again.
When I'm ready and not.
But I think we got this in the bag. Of course, this isn't the final boss of the act, because you'll see now, suddenly the path changed.
Innocence.
Well, that's because...
And only
you'll see.
I shall save.
Talked Sin here.
Sin.
Yeah, small cutscene, but kind of shows what we're gonna be up against later on. Now, is there anything good here? We do have with 517. It's close to the max. Anything good on it? 74 evasion, which means we can craft evasion on top of it, and yeah, we couldn't get it around 800, I believe. But this one's also 800, so what's the 495? This one's probably better. Only the sad thing is, yeah, that it had that evasion rating on top of it, because then we would have been able to craft with it. And technically this is better also because of the life. Alright. Thanks, but no thanks. So, we did it. We defeated the evil baddie. But now we have to deal with another one.
You deserve.
Guess let's look at a Cobalt Jew.
What's
Cast speed with cold spells. Global critical strike chance. Technically that's right up our alley.
for freedom?
I'm just gonna save it in the might be useful slot. And this one I didn't care about. We did want to make our boots work for us, so let's head to the hideout. Into the crafting bench they go, and they're level 38. We will be losing a little bit of movement speed. I think we can live with that. Yeah, let's go like this. So now our maximum amount of life is 1,800. Damn. And once we're done with the whole melding and life mastery, we're gonna be well over 2k. Which should be good enough for the Kitava fight. Anna, shut up. I know you're innocent.
When I'm ready and not.
So this place has changed a little bit, some might say. You can see that the oh so beautiful library is now in ruins. That's not the only things that changed. I think we can even see it now. Yeah. Now we get to go back. The entrance is now blocked to from the way we came here. Doesn't really matter because that's not where we're going. This song slaps. Overall, Path of Exile has some great soundtracks. So even with a group of 5, you can see that our energy shield isn't able to keep up. And that largely has to do with the cap that we get. So it's, I believe it's 20%, or for maybe it was even lesser for energy shield. But you can only regen up to a maximum of 20% per second from Light Leech. Now of course there are other ways to increase it. This guy always confuses me. He's like a little mini-boss that's now spawned here, but for some reason they gave him a second phase. I go kill him. And another one. Who looks like the same guy we just beat, but he decided to switch up his cosmetics. I mean, you can literally do the same, right? Essentially, he went from this weapon type to this one. Right, let's go exit this place. We are a little bit not on the desired level, but we're gonna get a couple of level ups while we do the activities scattered around. So I don't see a need to farm. Only thing before Kitava, I do want to get that life mastery. As for our damage, well, it will have to do. Riveting fight. How am I, like... How's he hitting my energy shield that... The guy literally stabs his sword through my chest. Whatever. Magic, I guess, right? So, we're back here, but apparently everyone decided now's the time to start heavily raving in this place. Although, technically it's probably the giant statue that came alive that started wrecking shit. And these are just either corrupted? They look corrupted. Looks slightly corrupted. Maybe corrupts them. So, with this shrine we get a little bit bigger. I think it also, yeah, increases area of effect and life. This is gonna be the gameplay for the next 20 runs, probably. Just stand in a spot, deal no damage, but they can't kill us. Right. Barrel device again. How much does it give us now? 15 to 23. Yeah, don't want to go in there. So what we're looking for is the waypoint. That's the First order of business. There she is. Like, these dudes really have no survival instinct. Like, you can see them, like, constantly emitting a beam of coldness, right? And it's like, I wanna see if I can hit him. We do need to travel here in the ossuary. Ossuary, I don't know how it's pronounced. Because what's over here is the Scepter of Power, or who knows what it's called. It's some fantasy shit. We basically need a key card. Might as well.
When I'm ready and not before.
So we can already see our destination. However, to get there we need to do a little bit of a loop-de-loop. What's in Strongbox? Firestorm. Well, that will not kill us, so let's do it. And we get some nice items. Need to check how many do I actually have. At some point I may want to invest into either a flask, which I doubt I will do. Maybe until if I find a better unique flask. So now that we got that, let's head back to the Ruin Squared, and from there we need to visit 2 more places and then head for the boss. Now first, let's go in this direction. So here we are at the Grand Square. We need to kill... I don't remember his name, does it say here? I guess I haven't spoken to the guys in the tower, so it doesn't show me the name of him. We'll see soon enough. There he is. Utua. No wonder he's evil. With a name like Utua, I would also turn to the dark side. Nothing to really say about him, because at this point his health is surprisingly low and he doesn't do that much damage, so he's an easy optional quest to do. Okay, and the last thing we need to do is find the reliquary.
When I'm ready and not before. Too much clutter.
Okay, it seems like we have too much space and we're gonna need some. So maybe let's head back, deposit some items, maybe even get a reward for our troubles. So I want to use this later, but not right now. And these are the old boots.
Yes?
Yes. And probably don't need to keep this around, so... Now our inventory is cleaner, talk to Banon, and I want to see about which item. Probably this shield, even though it's with a terrible 6%. We could try the scepter, but I'm not sure. Scepters are more difficult. our shield is kind of suffering because it's still like level 5 shield. Right, roll for good luck. Yeah. Now I could try to maybe re-roll it and see if I get something better, but I see no reason to. So we need to find Ketav's garments. He left his undies in here, so we need to find all 3 pairs of them. There's the first ones. Side red. Oh, it even has his hair on it. Gross, man. Don't you wash them? Or maybe he's a player, because technically that's not his hair, right? You know what I mean? So we are kind of speedrunning this place. Guess I can skip the life mastery, because with the next upgrade we should be in good shape. You'll see why. His jaw. Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of this guy, and I guess I also need to take this one out. Again, he creates consecrate. Ah, yeah, he creates consecrate ground, and I don't really mess with that. It just takes so long to kill them, and it's better off to just find other mobs.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Alright, so over here now we'll get melding, so it gives us more life, but as we increase our life, our maximum energy shield will also increase, so that's why this is a good one to get. We'll see that not only we're gonna have around maybe 1.95 life, but we should also get over 200 shield. Not 200. I was gonna say 800, but that's even higher than that, 872. I didn't want to bother doing the mathematics. Now, let's see about killing the rogue Exile. It's the goofiest outfit ever. I want to take a look at these. What do we have over here? 48 life, 111. It rolled with 101, 9 maximum, and technically we could craft on it. But this is also decent, because it gives us chaos resistance, and lightning resistance, and life regen, and life. Gonna have to compare it with the other piece we have. Plus it's easier to get not white socket, but blue sockets on intelligence-based item rather than one that's purely dex-based. And these boots, those we definitely don't care about. Three orbs of transmutation. So after a while, yeah, you'll start to see that you drop items in increased quantities. You may get like 2 orbs of alchemy, 5 orbs of chance. So if you're running low on currency, just play higher level maps. Ugh, he has a tooth stuck in. Yes, I'll deliver these, because I don't want to keep touching it. Don't know what you're gonna do with them, Lani.
Not all slaves believed.
But thanks for the skill point, I guess. So, let's get that plus 50 life, and that gives us... It was 100, so we're practically doubling our life now. Okay, we can go back to the Ruin Squared and go face the Act 5 boss. Guess before we do that, let me see what I can get on this ring. We can get more mana. Yeah, why not? And since we gained more mana, I actually have enough to put Grace on. But that only leaves us with 19 mana, which isn't enough. So sadly, gonna have to pass on that one. Though, if I were to, let's say, get more mana on this ring as well. Okay, now we're left with 20. What? Well, yeah, it doesn't make sense because percentage-wise, it eats up a lot of that. Can I do anything else? There's probably even craft on this belt since I'm probably gonna use it for a while. Anything good? Go for some resistances. Maybe later, once we see the damage gonna be done from the boss. Alright, and what about here? We could get increased energy shield or 35 maximum, which would be better. So 50%. I'm sure that 50% is from the base, or maybe it isn't. So it would be 111, 50, 50. That's more than we get here, so no doubt this one's gonna be better. However, if I do a level 2 craft, it could go up in the level. Alright, let's see. Okay, so now it doesn't, and it crafted the maximum one. The 167. That's a good amount. Let's see if we can get this to 4. Getting kinda unlucky, but here we go. And we just need to wing them. Right? Now let's replace this. We have 878 currently. Once we jump over to this one. 1126. So 300 around, right? 250. Somewhere in that ballpark. That's pretty good. Let me talk to Lily Rot here so I can sell this item. And with that, we should be good enough to go for Kitava. So yeah, let's head to the Ruin Square. Uh-oh. Trouble alert. Didn't notice it. We need more dexterity. Okay, so... What am I doing? Trying to think, Alright, that's an easy fix, actually. Let's go over here. And instead of the mana, I guess we could take the dexterity. Plus 17, everything's good, no more complaints. Let's get back into it. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, activate our auras. Probably not this one. Because it wouldn't even be beneficial for us if we got it, because Our current evasion is 499. This one would give us, well, it would give us 722 additional. So maybe it would be decent. It would put us around 50% evasion. Maybe less.
When I'm ready and not
So now we just want to stick to the right side here, and we'll notice that here is the entrance to the rooftops, where we are gonna be fighting the one, the only, Kitava. And in this corner, we have a witch who was washed ashore, weighing at a roughly measly 45 kilograms. It's the one, the only. Did we name her? Ice Nova Rando. And in the other corner, we have a stone statue that turns out to be alive for some reason. But nobody reads the lore. Weighing at an impressive 3.5 tons, it's Kitava. So we can activate precision. Why not? So let's kill Kitava apparently. So are we dealing any damage? Well, let's remember to put a curse on him. That should technically do a bit more damage. We just need to avoid these slam attacks. So basically we run from one side and to the other one. These attacks we kinda like because it gives us a lot of time to just attack him uninterrupted. So phase 1 is quite easy to do. Phase 2 he starts doing some more stuff. So now he has this puddle. If we stand in it, we are taking physical damage, so probably a good idea would be not to stand in it. He also does this attack. You can see these pulses over here, they start converging at the center of all of them. Ooh, misread the attack. So if you see those pulses, just get out of the way. Another one. So, damage isn't impressive, but at least we're not in any real danger of dying here. We should be close to ending this phase. Yeah, that knocked off our energy shield, but since our life is double that, I think even if we take 2 consecutive hits, it should be fine. Just like that. Although probably shouldn't risk it that much. Right, now his heart comes out, and we can just stand here and deal with it. Maybe let's stand over here so we get all of these guys as well. Now, our mana region is looking really nice. Don't have to pop flasks every 3 seconds. So the heart is now gonna go back inside of him. Don't know how exactly that works, but okay. I mean, technically, if your heart was pulled out, I guess you could live for a couple of... I was gonna say minutes, but I'm not even sure minutes. So now we just need to damage him again. He doesn't get any new moves, I think. And all we need to worry about is then dealing with the heart. And not getting hit, of course. Oh, again misread that. Okay, here comes the cart. It does spawn some minions, but if you have good enough defenses, they don't do that much damage, I was gonna say, but... Man, these guys start stacking. Wonder which one was that? 'Cause that was a fast attack. I don't think it's these two brutes. And now all that's left is to get Kitava to 50% health, and we're gonna be done with Act 5. So we're coming close to that point. Oh! I guess I'm never usually that far from him, so I don't see that attacks too often, but he can throw stuff at you. Alright, we did it.
The flame of hope may flicker, but it cannot.
So, as you can see by the text, we now have a permanent -30 to all our resistances. We'll look at them now. You'll see that our fire resistance went down a bunch. Seems like it wasn't even at 75%. I guess I must have tinkered with the equipment and didn't check on it. So our only resistance that's now strong enough is 75. If we were to get... Before it was all 0, 0, 0, as we kept stacking on them. Now the baseline is -30. And if we finish Act 10, that's gonna fall by 30% more. So overall, once you defeat the Act 10 boss, you're gonna have -60. That's why you technically need a large amount of resistance. And it's good that you have Overflow, because Overflow helps with not only these cases. We were at 108%, right? But having higher resistance than the cap helps with curses. Some curses lower your resistances, but they don't lower it based on the cap, but on the total amount you have. So if you have large enough resistance, you're still going to be safe on the 75% cap. Okay, so let's now sail to whatever that place was. And this should be a familiar place, right? Yeah, we are currently Act 6. I'm gonna do one of the easier quests here. Not necessary, but I just like to do it.
When I'm ready and not before.
Now, I did say that I'm gonna be doing one act per stream, but I still have time right now, so we might as well continue. It's not like an ironclad wall that I have to only do one per stream, or if I wanted to, I could end the stream and start another one. That would technically still count them. But I see no real reason to do so. So this is another one of those kill all the enemies quests. This is the second and last quest that you're gonna have to do at that time. Unless you count the hideouts. Hideouts you also have to kill everyone, but it's not as annoying there. And it's actually not as annoying here, because there aren't that many places these guys can be hiding. Now, before we progress further, we're definitely gonna have to start looking at our resistance situation. So some changes are probably gonna need to be made. Ooh, should have been more careful with that. That almost got us. There should be a guy here. Yep. Thought I heard some growling. And the rest of them are probably up here and here. Up. Those were the only ones. So we cleared the beach. Oh, I didn't know that you can. That's how you can trigger the little latency as well. Thought it was only F1. I'm apparently triggering it with my mouse. Right. Give me the respect points. And we'll also see some new zany characters. This is from one of the leagues, the Expedition League. Over here we have the locker where we can find all kinds of garbage which you can use to either gamble for certain items. Maybe there is something good. Don't have anything to gamble with though. You can also deal for some items. Any one of these good? Doesn't hurt to take a look. Exchange. Oh, we can exchange different currencies with that guy, and the haggler was haggling, which can be kind of fun. Let's say I wanted these, right? But I only have 0. Do I really have 0? And both of these need lesson. Well, I guess I won't be able to show it then. Although here we could haggle and maybe, let's say... What do you say about 68, right? He's gonna say, no, you need 69. We can also check dark, like stock. Now you see you'll find gear with 5 pieces, 5 slots more often. So as we keep progressing, it's gonna get better and better. What do we have here? In the rare variety, we do get this bad boy, which we found out one of the streams before, that adds 42 to 70 cold damage, acts like a... It adds to physical attacks, doesn't add to spells. But that's a bust. So the only thing that we can do... Yeah, the only thing we can do is gonna be to go to our hideout. Let's check our gear. So we need a 17 dexterity. That much is clear. This one we cannot add any suffixes, so that kind of stinks. This one we also need a dexterity. How about the belt? The belt was something we left specifically open. So we need fire and cold. However, fire is gonna be the bigger culprit here. So maybe let's use 1 alchemy for fire resistance. Yeah, let's get fire resist up here. That gives us now 44. Usually you kind of want to make sure to have your resistances capped before you advance further. Yeah, this one can that. So we're gonna kind of stuck with our current resistance as well. Maybe we can solve things in our skill tree. This one would give us +5 resistances, which is something, I guess. And should be something else. Well, this would be pointless to take for lightning resistance or fire resistance. Let's see. Resistance. +10 to resistance, strength, and dexterity. Do the things that we kind of need. Is there a difference between these two? Seems like there isn't. So we could grab these 2 nodes. That could be a plan. Oops. something else though. +1 to cold, we don't really care about +1 when we don't have maxed it out. This would give us +6 and elemental mastery. Anything good over here? Reduced reflected elemental damage taken is quite good. Yeah, I think if we went here, we would get damage and survivability, and over here, get more chance to freeze. So maybe we're gonna focus here. That would be +6. Doesn't really help that much with the resistances, but feels kind of a waste to go down here. Although the strength and dexterity is nice though. Maybe we should get these two first. Yeah, maybe let's do that. Alright. Let's see. Also, maybe we can check for a different ring. Iron and cold. Those are the ones we need, but... could scour this and maybe put an orb of alchemy, but which one would we then change? This ring? Yeah, probably. Although it gives +10 to all attributes. It's so hard to choose. Maybe we need an amulet. So amulets don't by themselves give resistances, you still have to craft for that. Even an onyx amulet might work. This is the highest roll, yeah. Let's see, are we lucky? No, but I'm gonna use... yeah, I'm gonna use 1 chaos. 29 to cold. 11% increased armor, not what I'm looking for. Okay, one more. One more. Yeah, I think one more. 22 cold. Some mana, increased fire damage, increased armor. Both of those things we don't need, so... gonna use 1 scouring and 1 alchemy. Increased spell damage, mana rate, energy shield. Could be even better than the one we have currently. Yeah, +18 live, but... technically you can craft that on. So how about, actually, that's a good idea, speaking of crafting. We can use this one. And since it has only 2 prefixes and 2 suffixes, that means we do have access to resistance crafting. And we could add either... how much do we need? I'm thinking of going pure fire. Yeah. So pure fire resistance. Hopefully we get it high. 22. That's gonna be enough. 66. So if we do another one later on that gives us a combination. Oh, but we can't do it now. We can swap out the dexterity for fire and cold. Because this one gives +16 to all attributes. Okay, so we're 75, 66, 67. Can we afford something else? Can't afford to take out that one. Or this one. Yeah, and we're kind of stuck on the rest. Alright. Well, it is a little bit better. Would be nice if we were completely maxed out, but hey, I'll take it. Now we're gonna head to the coast, and I think lore-wise this is like 2 to 3 years down the road, so things are gonna be the same but a little bit changed. Good doggy.
When I'm ready, I'm not ready.
And by changed, apparently dogs decided that they now possess the ability to be caught on fire. Oh, the wonders of evolution. And we even found our first expedition. Well, they are, of course, commonly found during Act 6. This guy with his exploding orb is kinda annoying. Plus he leeches life. So I do want to be moving. Blood Scepter. Mean it can leech life. Maximum mana, nice, but other than that it's useless. What do we get over here? 7% to cold. That's all this is useful for. Well, technically, yeah, it gives us dexterity and intelligence that we're kind of lacking. Actually, with this 19 intelligence that we have, we could then craft. Yeah, do that. Let's get ourselves maximum resistance.
That would just
So
make
the way that's gonna work is first, let's see what we can get on here. What would be really nice? Increased armor and energy shield. No, probably not, because this is evasion and energy shield. That was a test, and you passed. Right, so let's get this here. Place those, now that we have the 19. Still not enough. 102. This one gives how much? 10. No, but it's... Oh, right, because it also gives plus 10. Okay, but didn't we have somewhere else crafted? Guess that's the only place that's still crafted. Yeah. Sad. Oh well. This is what it is. This one's full, yeah, of course. But now, at least we got ourselves, well... Technically we lost now a little bit of defenses. Or maybe we should actually keep these ones. Damn it, I thought this was gonna work out fine. Alright, so how does this league mechanic work? Well, you can see we have these chest icons here, some skulls, and these big chests. Now, you'll see that some of them give you some benefits like quantity of items. Here we have a chance to drop a gem, rare armor item, increased experience, but do be careful and read what exactly are the downsides to them. For instance, all monsters can poison, so if you're kind of low HP, right, then... But if you're low HP but high energy shield, maybe be careful of that one. Other than that, I don't think there's anything too dangerous. So, although this one they penetrate 15% resistance, and that would mean a lot of damage. So let's get this one just for an example, and maybe this chest over here. So we can, if I press V or if I press here, I can place the bombs. You can see the radius, of course, and everything that's green is gonna explode. So once we're done, just go to the detonator and detonate. And mobs are gonna spawn. But so will the chests. That's the short explanation of how it works. Yeah, there are also specific maps you can find where they're gonna give you like 30 or something detonators, and there's chests everywhere. And from here we got the artifact, which we saw before. We can use for exchanging or gambling, haggling. So I think I actually figured out how I'm gonna solve my issues. For that, I'm gonna need a little bit of an investment. Ho ho ho. Alright, it seems like... yeah, Grace already has cap on decks. Do we get anything good? This one has 30% elemental damage, spells, cast speed. But other than that, it is completely full, so we can't craft on anything on it. So that's not gonna be good. And the reason why I would want to craft on it if it had, let's say, if it didn't have the 4-82 lightning damage, that way we could replace it with increased spell damage, and definitely then it would be better than our current one. But since that's not the case, just gonna drop. Okay, so these guys are resistant to our attacks. They still can get frozen. I mean, it's resistant, but it's not immune. They've been out in Norway, I guess. So, this one dropped mirror items, right? Mirror items are essentially the same item, just inversed. Has the same stats though. That can be really good if you manage to get a good, let's say, a good axe drop, one-handed axe drop. Well, if it's mirrored, then you could dual wield it. Okay, so, how much do we use mana now? Oh, it's 34. Okay, so let's go solve all of our issues now. Okay, I already clicked on it. Now, let's open up our skill tree. And if we take a look, one of the plans that we had was to go here. Well, I'm gonna speed up that process. In order for that, I'm gonna need to get rid of something. And what that's gonna be is... drum roll. Guess I could take off the 50 life for now. And with 2 points, we're gonna now take these. This one also gives us strength and dexterity, remember? Not just the caps here, but that means we should be able to switch over to these. And now we have still the same problem like before, but if we remove the ring, we can change the craft to the resistance. Let's just add cold resists. I do need to buy something. This one only sells gems. Actually, she sell all the gems? Are you telling me as soon as I have access to my hideout, I'm able to buy all gems? I never thought about it. Gonna need to test it out.
Come to hear your...
Okay. Here's the scouring.
Just make life complicated.
And we want to get the... I mean, do we want to get it though? 64? Yeah, let's take it. Was thinking about maybe adding some mana or cold damage, but no. Let's keep things simple and just focus on survivability. And I'm gonna use the basic craft. There, 75 all around. Let's go. We even got to use our better mittens.
When I'm ready and not cold.
So there's the waypoint. Again, we can head to the tidal island. And this time we're gonna have to get the manuscript pages. And we get another expedition. Might as well check out if there's something good. Don't care about the artifacts. You kind of want both of these. And rare armor. It can be evaded. Well, we don't have any evasion, so let's get this here and there. Yeah, I think I accidentally also got this one. Oh no, but I wanted that. And was there anything down here? Seems like the answer is no, so let's just detonate this. And you'll notice that the detonator has a little bit of a delay before it goes off on the next space, so if you manage to deal with the enemies before the previous one explodes, you aren't gonna get surrounded by too many enemies. But of course, if you're not doing enough damage, well then things can get messy. Opposed to getting Ronaldinho. Right, another mirrored armor that I don't care about. Ostrgali, these are used for the vendors. Okay, let's check out the shield. So, by losing a little bit of damage, we do gain life and a bunch of resistances. So what the hell have we been doing this entire time? Alright, let me open the expedition locker. There we can deposit the Astrogali. And anything good here? Nope. Right, before we go, are these any good? 20% movement. Prefix. They're okay, but I do like the 63 life and region that we get on our current ones, so no thank you. And I did want to make this work, so you can even craft a prefix on it, so shouldn't be too bad. So we need 3. Got it first try. And we don't need them linked, yeah. We need 2 greens. And just like that, we now have an upgrade to our ship. Let's give him the manuscript. Do I want to check one of these? The highest amount of life, but who knows? Yeah, no thanks. Let's see what we can get on our shield currently. I guess we could either go for more energy shield, although I don't think that would be the best thing to do. but we have nothing else unlocked, so might as well. So we have a total of 45. That means that it's more beneficial for us to craft the pure energy shield. Increase 38. Good. And now we're cruising on resistance. Good, good. So now let's go into the mudflats. Over there we are gonna be introduced to a new mechanic. Well, actually the next map. Which is something called Pantheons. And you'll see what those are and what the uses for them are. %8 quality flask. I guess we can take a look at it. So this time we aren't going to be breaking any eggs, except our enemies. But what we are going to be doing is we need to find this one, the Dishonored Queen. Although technically she doesn't have any eggs. Maybe she does? Can someone confirm the lore? And it's required to kill her because we do need to get that item from her to advance to the next area. Okay, there it is. The Karui Fortress. And here we're gonna get our first Pantheon boss. And apparently Delirium Mirror. Okay, so let's go through it. This is a interesting little legal, though at first it can get a little bit laggy. So essentially what happens is that this portal summons a bunch of enemies, and why is it so laggy? It usually isn't this bad. Oh, let's calm down. But yeah, there's this mist that starts to disappear, as you can see, and we have 3 seconds now to get back in it, and it's gonna keep closing in on us, so what you need to do is keep constantly killing enemies, and that fills up these bars. The amount of bars you get, so you see we killed enough enemies, now it's 2. If you get it to level 3, that's gonna add another one with can have currency, unique items and stuff like that. But technically the real appeal, and I'm just gonna end the Delirium encounter now. You see we got 2 items out of that one. But the real appeal is these cluster jewels. Could actually craft on this one, increase spell damage. But what cluster jewels do is they allow you to sort of customize your own skill tree. For instance, over here or over here, this is a place where you can slot these, and they will here on the right side add. We can see here if I were to just socket this one, it would add 11 passive skills. 2 of those would have jewel sockets. This is a large cluster, there are medium and small ones, so you can slot in the medium socket in those jewel sockets. And each one of those passive skills would grant us 10% increased spell damage. Now, again, just like any kind of item, this is normal quality. We can pump it up to magical and even rare. And that would give it more properties. So that's a really good way to get some really powerful builds. And they drop from the Delirium encounter. Usually it's random. Okay, Yokohama, God of War. His gimmick is that he by himself is really easy, but he has this giant pillar, which makes it a little bit tougher to deal with, I guess. Now, once we get him to 50% health, he's gonna spawn a couple of shields. We need to take those out before we can do any more damage to him. His attacks are really telegraphed, although his totems can deal some damage, so be careful of them. So he likes to really follow you around, since he's a melee user. That means that it's quite easy to just keep here on the back of the major totem and deal with him that way. Now here we have the protection totems that he has. So what I like to do is I basically wait for the fire to come as close as possible, and then I head to the next one and go around in a circle like that. Takes a little bit of time, but what you gonna do when Tukakama comes for you?
When I'm ready and not
So we're almost done with this phase. Is that the only one remaining? Right. So let's wait for the fire to keep moving this direction. Now we can go finish it off. Not in a sexual manner though. I'm gonna use these totems to regen my energy shield. Now we can deal with Yokohama himself. And we're almost done. There we go. We got a coral ring. What does it give us? Of course it's minion related. Come on. What, did you expect something else?
The soil wants for your blood no more.
Right, now that we defeated him, we can talk to Sin,
Sin.
and he now grants us access to the Pantheon. You can also open it with the white key,
Yes.
but you can see that we can get a lot of these different kind of nodes, and we can see the effects that it has. So if we take this one, and we can, just click on it, we get 3% additional physical damage reduction per second if we've been stationary. And since we're doing damage while we're stationary, this could be a good option to use. There are different ones with different effects. So, and also they have the capture some kind boss mechanic. For that you need a specific item. If you defeat it, then you can afterwards get the additional benefit here. Never reached the game so far where I really hunted those, but Pantheons gives kind of small rewards overall, but they can be useful. There are some that affect your chance to get ignited, some work for flasks differently. And you can change them anytime you want at a town. Right now I couldn't change them, but in general, yeah. In town you can switch to whatever you want, there's no cost to it. Rare armor, that's good. Really? There are monsters? Well, you don't say. 50% chance to drop corrupted items. Don't really care about corrupted items at this point. Additional essence. I guess we can go for an essence. It will have a little bit of a beefier resist.
Seems risky.
The essences are nice. These have increased life, so I guess, yeah, let's do these two. And maybe this one.
When I'm ready and not before.
I need more mana.
Stay safe.
Wait. Wait, we get a Cobalt Jewel. Maybe it's gonna be good, and that could change our collaborative expeditions completed. 7% to fire damage over time, 11% chance, mana regen, attack speed while dual wielding. I have a hard time understanding the use case for this one. So I guess we would need a staff, and we're dealing with a skill that does damage over time, so like Righteous Fire? I guess for Righteous Fire this would be fine. Yeah, we can keep it. It's not the worst thing I've seen here. Yeah, sometimes the random modifiers you can get on that are so random that you need to kind of like... They only work for a very specific build. Now, over here there's nothing noteworthy, so let's just skip this area. Maybe get a level along the way, but I'm gonna really bother with any rare or magic enemies. Well, maybe magic enemies. Those are usually easy to kill. Okay, now that we got our point back, we already know that not there, or here. Let's get back our 50 life. Man, what a freak. Battle plate with 4 sockets. Don't need that at the moment. Maybe if I was on a different character, but I already have a one item stash that is better than that one could probably be. Yeah. I said I was gonna skip these guys, so let me skip them. Although a big group of magic mobs like this, that's some good XP. And now we get to the lower prison. And from here we're gonna go to the top of this place and battle a boss we've seen before. There's another Mirror of Delirium. I think we're gonna do that, so again, let's run through it. This time we don't get armor, we just get... Not sure what it entails. Is it just any kind of earpiece? Regular chest? Actually. Also, if you step on these red ones, they create these exploding little blobs. But if we step on, let's say, these ones, they give us more enemies to fight. So it's about how many enemies can you kill before the fog catches up to you. Maybe we'll get up to 3. Do minions count for this? Can't tell. Okay, we're close to 3, but I think the fog's catching up. Hopefully we'll make it. And we did, so now we get 3 levels in that and 1 level in jewelry. And that can go even higher, and there are specific delirium maps in which the fog never catches up to you. So you can get them up really high. And we got our cluster, we got our amulet, and even a chromatic orb. What is the amulet? I meant to say, what is the cluster jewel? Well, you can see the difference here, right? So, it says that correctly. If you take a look at, let's say this one, right? This is a passive node, and it gives 15% energy shield, recharge rate, right? This one, if we were to get it, it would give us 12% increase lightning damage, 4% increase mana regen rate, plus 5 to maximum shield, plus 5 to mana, regenerate 1%, 0.1% light per second. And it has 10 of these. Technically 8 because 2 of them are jewel sockets, but each one of those would give us that. That's why these cluster jewels are so powerful. You can get a lot of stats from them. They don't really have a downside. I don't know, unless you use a shitty cluster jewel, but I mean, and that's your problem. But if you do happen to find one that really works well with your build, be sure to go with it. We can see we also now get more labyrinth access. That's because now that we've reached Act 6, we can start working our way towards Act 8's labyrinth. Not sure if it's Act 8 already. Probably not, because the next labyrinth is at level 55. But yeah, once you complete that, you're gonna get 2 more ascendancy points, but it is gonna be a bit harder than last time. But the rewards will be oh so better. Okay, the exit should be up there. The next floor should be the last one before the boss fight. Okay, we get another chance at the scepter and even the glorious letter. Might check it out. At some point we are gonna have to go into evasion. Just a little bit, just a little bit. I'd rather have my helmet have energy shield, so I can actually greatly benefit from that later on. Oh no, again it has that god-awful +6 evasion. An amethyst flask gives chaos resist, yeah. Don't really need that, like... it's hard to find a situation where you could use... Oh god, I'm getting destroyed. Better... I have so many poison stacks on me. Let me quickly drink this potion to increase my resistance to it. And just... I guess if you're struggling to get your chaos resist, then sure. But the use case seems just really weird.
When I'm ready and not
So apparently one more level. Quite the climb. But worth the climb because we're gonna see our old pal Brutus.
Not you! My life and my work, I shall not suffer this humiliation again!
So he's pretty much the same as he was in Act 1, except this time Chevron is helping him out with a couple of lightning attacks. But if we just keep circle strafing him, then there's no real issue to deal with him. And sometimes he gets buffed like this, but if we just run away, doesn't really matter. Now, once we get him down, he's gonna switch with Chevron, and then we're gonna have to fight her. I think it's when he's at 33% health. Maybe not. So now it's time for Chevron. She's kind of the same as she was in Act 3, except a little bit more annoying because she spawns these books. Not the ones that we've seen before, but these ones. But since we have an AoE spell, they pose no problems to us. And once she's below 50% health, well then, we're gonna have to fight a combination of the two of them.
Let me beautify you!
And now she gives him a little kiss, goes inside of him. Now they're combined, and honestly, now that they're combined, nothing much really changes. He's just a supercharged version. Can still do the same tactic. So it probably should have been the other way around. Brutus should have merged into Chevron. Although he is basically an empty husk of Frankenstein's monster at this point.
I need more mana.
No, I need not mana, but damage. This isn't going as fast as I would like it to. We did get some rogue markers. That's for another league, and I guess I'll show it to you real quick. First, let's take a look at these items. Nothing we want to use. Let's talk to Sin. Doesn't give us anything. Now, where do we want to go now? Well, I'm thinking... I'm thinking this one would be a waste. That would only give us 8. There anyone closer? There's this one, but that also gives us only 8. There's the reserve over here, but that's really far. Thinking of ways to maybe finally get ourselves our grace up and running. Let's look for preservation. So this one helps with herald skills, but I mean herald skills are only 25%, so it's not really the biggest issue. This one was for mines. This one is mana mastery. Okay, so we're kind of stuck in this situation. Well, the question would even be, let's say I go for this one and I get the 8% mana reservation. Would that be enough? Probably not. This one's also 8. Yeah, tough to choose. I would really like to sort that issue out. These are all mana masteries. The best one is either this here or the one on the opposite side that is up here. I think this is the best that you can get. And there is a way we can get it. Actually, I can take a look at it. Get to the next place, Prisoner's Gate. There should be a waypoint right there. Let me go. Do I need to go? Yeah, I need to go into my hideout. And do we have... That's Helena. Okay, so we don't have the NPC yet, so I'm guessing that only comes a bit later. There is a way we can get at least this one, the sovereignty. But for now... So this one gives us increased effect of non-cursorus and increased effect of non-cursorus. Alright. Over here. Increased effect and area effect, although I don't care about area effect. Guess let's go for this one. Guess that would depend on what is closest to it. Area is decent. And from here, we really don't get anything else unless we wanted to apply an additional curse. How much would it suck to get here? Let's think of a path, right? So would there... Is there anything we want on the top side? Doesn't seem like that's the case. Energy shield would be nice though. If we went over here, we could grab the energy shield. If we went over here, then over here, get some extra life and energy shield, plus some chaos resistance, and afterwards we can head over here. That kinda looks like a plan. Because once we're down here, we can also grab this energy shield one. and there's one that's quite close to it, even though we don't care about this one because it's recharge based. Okay, so should we commit to that plan? I think the answer is yes. And we can always respec our character later on. Now, how many levels would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 12 levels to get to this mana reservation. So that would be 12 minus 1 because we already have one. And we would probably get around 2 skills from quests, so 9 levels, right? Which would put us at level 59. That's gonna be ways off. It just takes a bit too long. I really want to start using Grace. Well, I could swap it out with Precision. That's always an option. But our chance to hit is quite low now. Although does chance to hit actually matter? Because it's main hand chance to hit, right? Would spells be affected by that? I don't think so. What? How does this have spell? Well, maybe we don't even need precision. Just yet. If we were to do that and this, and if we get 8%, could be enough. And then afterwards, once we got that 8%, if we head over this way, start grabbing these ones, that should get us enough mana. Alright, that sounds like a plan. So this is what we're gonna do. So this would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So since we already have one, that's gonna take 7. Let's take these ones, and afterwards we can first get this one, and then work our way towards the reservation over here. Okay. That's gonna be a plan. So we're level 50. Do we want to try the second labyrinth? But probably not, since we're kind of low level. Not low level, but low damage. Let's just finish Act 1 for today. Not Act 1, but Act 6. Now, before we continue on in this place, where we head to the Western Forest, that is, what we're gonna be doing is fighting another Pantheon boss. Now, he's quite easy. He can summon that kind of meteor, and once you see him charge up like a bull, that means he's gonna get an increase in power. The best thing to do is actually stand right next to him, because if you allow him to walk, he does these little shockwaves, which can damage you. So I find just stay close to him and you'll be fine. Now, in a bit, he's also gonna summon his Goatman minions, and once they are defeated, they actually leave a pool of lava behind. So, kind of the best way is actually to get them all around the same place so that your whole arena isn't covered with lava. Actually, I'm not sure if that shockwave can damage you. I'm pretty sure it can, but it didn't seem to do it this time. And we only have so little evasion, so I doubt we evaded it. Okay, so he now ran away. We can follow in the Colwyn Pass, skip all these enemies. And again, these minions summon lava, so let's kill them all around him, and then just move out of the way. Okay, he's gonna follow us. And those guys we don't really care about because they will never come to us, so no real point in trying to get them first. Just focus on the boss. Should be fine. Okay, there we go. Another Crimson Jewel. Yeah, this could be fine for someone. Take it. And now we get another selection here. We can either get the US duration of Ignite, or we can go back to our Soul of Yokohama. And I'm gonna keep the Soul of Yokohama, I don't care about Ignite. And you can also find an NPC in this area, but don't really need to. So we're gonna be seeing her and fighting her a bit later on. So now technically we're in Act 2's area, the Western Forest. But it's still in the same region here. So we can get a skill point if I go back to Estelle, but I'm gonna do that after I do an additional quest, just so I can get 2 skill points at the same time. Let's go find a rare enemy, so we can see all of these gems get leveled up simultaneously. Didn't find one. So let's follow the path. Should be another waypoint in this area. There it is. And we can go into 2 places. One of those is gonna lead to the Puppet Master. That's the first place we're gonna go. Although, is it in this area? Should be.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Oh, I think I'm going to the second entrance. Yeah, I'm heading to the right side and it should be there. Okay, change of plan. Couldn't have been there, right? Nah. That would be just ridiculous. Right, the rogue markers. Didn't explain about them. What they are one of the elite mechanics that allows you to do heists, which are contracts from guys who want to steal stuff. You partake in a little mini adventure where you need to steal the main item that's there, but you can also find different chests, and for each chest that you loot, you raise the alarm level. Once it's full, all hell breaks loose, and you then have to escape with your life. And it can be quite challenging, because once you've triggered the major alarm, and you trigger it always when you steal the major item, you then have to escape without dying, because if you die, all your items get dropped. You can't go back in there. But it is actually a great place to farm for replica uniques. Replica uniques are essentially the same uniques, but just like forgeries, I guess. Oh, so it was over here. Wetlands. It's a really good thing to go on if you're playing the ruthless mode. Although, in order to get the meaningful contracts, you require the blueprints, and blueprints are kind of hard to acquire. They have a low drop chance. But I've even done some on my character. And speaking of rogue markers, over here we have the Smuggler's Cache. We open it up. Here's the contract, right? We'll take a look at it in a second. Essentially, it is a map that we can partake in. So, in that map, alarm level reduction is 23%, that's good. Time before lockdown is also increased, because if you get your full alarm level, you have like 30 seconds to get to the item at the end, until it's too late. And once you trigger the alarm, so it triggers enemy reinforcements to come spawn, and they can be, well, they can be in high quantities, let's say it like that. But it's also interesting because you get like different companions who are either like a locksmith or diplomat, basically sneaky thieves, right? Now here is the puppet mistress. In order to summon the fight, we need to get rid of these 3 nests. Do be careful though, because this place mainly deals with poison damage. And once we take out this third nest, the boss is gonna spawn on the top of the map. And there she is. So, strategy is pretty simple. Avoid the poisonous blobs. And all she's gonna do is randomly teleport around every once in a while. Just again fall right next to her, and you'll be good. Nothing too difficult about this fight, although, yeah, as you can see, you can stack up poison quite a bit. Okay, halfway done, and nothing changes when she reaches the 50 HP threshold. Which is all about killing her. Oh, was a bit distracted. Didn't notice the amount of damage I was taking. Luckily was able to react. And you may sometimes notice in this fight that your flasks are kind of low with charges. And I believe that's because, yeah, these parasites, they drain your flash charges. I think it's these ones, yeah. So you kind of want to be mindful of that. Luckily there are plenty of critters here who refill our charges. Although we haven't had a single refill just yet. Damn. But it doesn't matter if the enemy is dead, right? Now, this enemy that we defeated was also a Pantheon boss, but it's a bit different. Oh no, this one isn't yet. Okay, so this one we would gain life charges every 3 seconds if we haven't used them recently. Kinda. Don't really care about that. So we'll stay with Tukahamas. And let's go back to town and get ourselves 2 juicy quest points.
Good work.
How many quest points do you want? Oh, I didn't get the one from Tukohama. Right, all of these Pantheon bosses give a skill point, so very good. So we wanted to head over here. Do these only give energy shield? Yes, they do. Soon we'll be able to take this node, which means we'll get more mana, and then maybe we'll be able to use Grace. As for our equipment, let's sell some. So we can look at this. Of course it's garbage. And let's start depositing our cluster jewels over here. These can go here. What about this ring? Nah, nothing too interesting. Okay, oh, we did want to check this flask out. Maybe we can get something good rolled on it. Reduced recovery rate, that's actually good. That's the one I like. And let's replace it with that one.
Well met.
And lastly, do I want to change any of these? I actually want to change the Colossal Flask. Just isn't recovering that much. So this is the same one, but it basically recovers twice the amount instantly. So I'll keep that one then. Okay, so let's check the rogue markers. If we right click on them, they will take us to the rogue harbor. And we can see a bunch of zany characters here. What I'm just gonna use this place for is to store my contracts. I only have one more, but yeah, they can be kind of annoying to stack, especially if you get ones that are quest-based for some of these characters. Those you cannot deposit anywhere, but yeah, we have, for instance, this guy, Karst, and you can see he has lockpicking, perception, agility, so he has different skills that he can use, and he also has different perks. You can equip him with heist ally equipment, which can improve either the item rarity of items you find and stuff like that. I like it. I think it's a decently made league. It's the giant, and you'll notice that some of them can have different perks. This one unlocks one mechanical chest after lockdown per wing, so once the alarm goes off, you can get one more additional chest. I'm gonna sail back. Buy a nice watch. But actually, I think that's gonna do for now. We made some solid progress, and we're gonna continue on with Act 6 on the next stream, which I'll probably even do today. Why not, right? I have nothing else better to do. So, if you joined me today, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.